Hello, peoples of YouTube! My name's John, and I'm playing a new mod today. I'm starting a new series, so I figured I'd try out another Duke Nukem 3D mod. And this one's called War of Attrition, or simply Attrition, as you can see on the bottom left-hand side of the screen there. Anyway, so what is Attrition, you might be wondering? Well, it's a gameplay mod, kind of an RPG-ish kind of sort of mod for Duke Nukem 3D. And at least in the sense that there's a somewhat sort of leveling system and a kind of talent tree-esque sort of system in place. And also I call it a gameplay mod because you can play through the original game with the mod running, but it also is kind of a conversion in the sense that there are a bunch of new levels you can play as well. But a couple of key points here about this mod. So, it's not a leveling system in the sense that you level up your character, it's more of a leveling system as in you're leveling up the weapons you use. So if you use a particular weapon a lot, that weapon gains experience every time you kill somebody with it, and eventually that weapon levels up. So, and as it levels up, it gains more abilities. So for example, if you use your shotgun a lot, you get it up to level 2, for example, it might gain an ability like knockback, so if you shoot somebody with the shotgun, they'll go flying backwards every time you do. If you keep using it and keep leveling it up, you might unlock abilities like bleed on hit, so that means like if you shoot somebody, they'll start bleeding and take damage over time. Other weapons have different abilities like that, or maybe their own unique abilities. You might unlock alternate fires, alternate ammo types, all sorts of things like that. In addition to that, there's also a perk system, but I mean, I'll show you that once we get into the game. And then there's enemies. Enemies come in a variety of flavors, so there's many new enemies, or at least different variations of the stock enemies from the original game. If you've at least played or even watched me play Wrath of Kronos with Hexen, you might remember that certain enemies in that game come in different flavors, quote-unquote, as well. So there's different types of Fritz, different types of Ettins, different types of Chaos Serpents, each with like different colorations and different abilities. Well, they've kind of applied the same principle to this mod. There are different types of pig cops. One pig cop might wear red clothes and fire actual fire at you from its shotgun, or maybe there are different alien troopers. Some of them have railguns, some of them have flamethrowers. There are different enforcers, different octobrains, and so on and so forth. There's also elite units, kind of like in Wrath of Kronos. So there's a lot of variety, and it's all randomized, kind of like Wrath of Kronos as well. I keep using that as comparison, but it's true. So every time you play this mod, you might not encounter the same flavor of enemy in that particular level, or you might be playing completely random levels. This game actually has, in addition to the original game, over 100 frickin' user maps that are just given to you at random. It all comes with the mod, so that's pretty sweet. In fact, let me just kind of show you the menu here real quick before we hop in like full onto this Let's Play here. So here's all the episodes you can choose. As you can see, there's the original levels. You can start at episode 1, level 1, and it just kind of flows all the way to the atomic episode. You can also do random missions, like I was saying. This mod comes with a bunch of user-made maps, and this just kind of has you playing them at random. It's always different every time you play, and there's a great deal of them to choose from. You can also do high score challenge, which basically means you just play random missions until you die and try to acquire as many points as possible. Every time you kill an enemy, you gain scores, but score points, basically. But we'll show you more of that later. There's also this mode, War of Attrition, which is basically a survival mode. If you remember, Korak's Arena had a survival mode where you're basically just fighting waves of enemies and trying to survive as long as possible, with each wave being more powerful than the last. That sort of game. It's pretty fun. But what I'm going to do for this Let's Play is do this episode. This is Metropolitan Mayhem, which is basically a brand new episode. It has 15 levels, brand new levels, and I think it'll be a good place to show off this mod. I think we've already played through the original levels with Duke Nukem 64, so I figured we'd do something a little different. So how about I shut the fuck up and we just get right into this mod? I'm not really doing it justice. You have to kind of see it for yourself. No one can really be told what the Matrix is, you know what I mean? Alright, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to do Come Get Some, actually, because there's 2 brand new difficulties, and these 2 are particularly difficult. I figured I'd start here, just for these 15 levels. And, you know, I think that'd be a good way to show off how this mod works. And this is still pretty challenging, don't get me wrong. Anyway, alright, let's just go ahead and get started here.
Come get some.
Here we go. Level 1, which is called, I think, Duke's Day. I believe. Let's see here. 92, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Alright, Duke's Day. So here we are. Starting at level 1 for all of our weapons. So the first thing we gotta do is choose our secondary weapon. Don't worry, you get plenty more weapons besides this one, but they just kind of give you a choice of choosing a weapon that isn't a pistol, which I think is kind of nice. So you can choose the freeze blaster if you want, so you can freeze people. That works pretty much as you'd expect. There's also the shrinker and expander. He's not damaging me, by the way. So, but then there's these two new weapons, the shot cannon. Make them suck your big balls of lightning and ride your bolts. It's also, you can choose a flamethrower, so you can light people on fire, do damage over time. I'm thinking we do the shot cannon. It's a brand new weapon, and why the hell not? Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and take him out. Now, right off the bat, you notice there was a number floating above his head. It said 100. That means we gained 100 experience points with the shot cannon. If you look at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, there's a little bar down there. That's the experience bar for this particular weapon. Whoa! That was weird. Anyway, so every weapon has an experience bar. I only have a little bit of experience with this one. And no experience with this one, because we haven't used it yet. So let's just go ahead and start running around here. Also, let me show you this mission, actually. This little, like, sort of, mission slash, like, kind of just... Basically, this is like your stat screen. And also, I'm going to turn off mirroring. What mirroring does, it basically, every time you load a level, it might be, like, mirrored, so it's like a different layout. I'm just going to turn that off, so we have these standard level sets. Anyway, so you can also restart the level if you want. So, let's first show off the upgrade system. So this screen shows you all the upgrades you've acquired with your weapons. So right now, of course, we have no upgrades because we haven't leveled up anything yet. This also shows you what perks you have when you start buying those, and I'll show you that in a second. You can also upgrade your inventory items, so your medkits might become more efficient, your armor might be more efficient, you might get a better night vision, you might get better steroids. This is kind of cool. When you upgrade your Holoduke, that eventually becomes an AI-controlled, like, kind of helper who will help you attack enemies, which I think is pretty awesome. But anyway, yeah, once we start getting upgrades, we'll start seeing things pop up around here. So we also have these perks. Whenever you upgrade weapons, you start gaining perk points. So, and that's really only acquired by just leveling up. And as you can see, they're just kind of, you know, things like fast weapon switching, life leech, so when you damage enemies you get health back, no self-damage, double jump. Nuke power I will explain in just a moment, as well as death rage. I'll show you what all that means. I like some of these more expensive ones. Slain enemies become allies. I mean, there's some cool perks to be had, but anyway, so that's where you're going to see all that stuff. You can also check out your high scores. That's the highest score I have thus far, I suppose. Anyway, alright, let's just go ahead and keep playing, because I mean, I'm not really showing you much here. Kind of the best way I can show you is by actually playing the game. So, let's start off with the pistol here. Let's start leveling this thing up. What's also interesting is, and you'll notice it as we play along. Oh, here's one of the new enemies. It's like an imp from Doom, except he's like a cyborg imp. There we go. There's another one up there somewhere. Kinda wanna hang on to this ammo. Ah, well there's a different type of pig cop. He has a reflector shield. You have to wait for him to start attacking for him to go away. There we go. Yes, so each of these weapons has their own leveling system. Let me show off the nuke power. Let's see if I can actually... Do I have enough for it? Yes, I do. Okay, so this creates a giant explosion.
Let's see what they look like.
So that was not really smart for me to do it right from that range, but you kind of saw what that did. It just creates a huge explosion. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where there's lots of enemies around, that's kind of what you want to do. Anyway, I know there's some secrets up here, so let me see if I can get to those. You notice this looks very similar to the first level of the first episode.
Who's next?
There's a reason for that.
I kicked ass.
Alright, so now we have a shotgun. This is probably my favorite weapon to level up, because there's quite a few awesome perks to be had in this weapon. Well, let's just move on here. Oh, there's another... Oh. There we go. You'll notice, I think I explained the numbers, right? That's kind of the experience you got for killing that guy.
Come get some.
There's also kind of a quick grenade system. I don't know if I have any pipe bombs right now, but if you bind a key, you can... Yeah, I don't have any pipe bombs. I'll have to show that off later. But you can basically do a quick grenade, like from, you know, a lot of modern shooters do stuff like that, where you just kind of throw out a grenade. They have that system in place too. And as long as you have a weapon out and you kill somebody with that grenade, then you will gain, that weapon will gain experience, not the grenades. So, That is one way you can level up a weapon, just by having it out and then throwing out a grenade. As long as that weapon's out when the enemy dies, that weapon gains the experience. So, let's see. I don't know if there's anything in there. There's some... Oh, there's a card. Alright, so we have that. I want that atomic health, but I have no idea how to get to it. Let's see. There's a red key door over here. We can go ahead and get to that. Alright. Sweet. Alright, now we have a blue key, I believe. Yes, we do. Alright. Where's this blue key door? Now, you noticed earlier,
That was fun.
when I blew myself up with that atomic power, that the death rage screen came on. So basically how that works is you can die once per level and have that activate. So whenever you get to the brink of death and pretty much die, death rage is activated. And it lasts for a little while. You're basically invincible for about maybe 30 seconds. And while that's going on, you do double the damage, but it only lasts for a little while, and then eventually it goes away. So you're given a second chance. But if you die again after that, then you're dead. And that's just kind of how that works. So you basically get to die twice in every level. Alright, here's our blue key door.
Where is it?
There we go. Alright, how we doing? I've leveled this thing up pretty well. I'm actually surprised. This is an alien laser. There we go.
Convenient.
You also notice there's some new Dukeisms from his various games. There we go.
You'd think they'd learn.
Just taken from various Duke Nukem games.
Terminated.
There we go. And got some armor for it. So, we haven't leveled anything up officially yet. We're getting really close with some of these items, but... Ooh, I want some of that ammo. Wait. Kinda want to just grab some of that stuff.
Packing heat.
Even if it means going all the way back. I don't really mind. It looks like we've cleared out just about everything anyway. Alright. Just go ahead and hop over. And that's the first level. I think that's a pretty good demonstration. Wow, that music's really loud. Anyway, that's the first level. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll see you on the next level. Alright, later.